there, YouTube. So today I'm going to make some potato soup as part of my series here on like comfort foods and warm, wintry belly fillers. So, yeah, that's what we're making today. First, I don't know about you guys, but sometimes my potatoes don't keep as long as I'd like them to keep. And so what I usually do is I'll take that whole bag of potatoes, wash them, dump them in a pot, boil them, skin and all. And then I use them throughout the week or here and there in different recipes. So that's kind of what I did. I had extra potatoes. I boiled them up yesterday, and we did some mashed yesterday, and I had some leftover ones. So I'm going to use those to make this soup. First, I'm going to start with 6 strips of bacon cut up, and I'm going to brown that off. So just because the weather's cold or getting cold and you're wearing baggy, lumpy clothes is not an excuse to put on the extra weight. So, of course, you can be calorie friendly. You can use turkey bacon or no bacon at all if you want for this recipe. After I'm done with the baking, I am going to reserve the drippings, and I'm going to saute some onions and celery in that. But you can start by sauteing your celery and onions in olive oil and cut back on some of the fat and calories. So while my bacon is cooking up here, I am going to go ahead and chop up some celery and onions. Of course, I don't want these ends. I'm going to put those to the side. And the celery, I like to leave it kind of big because I want to be able to see it in my food so I have some washed celery, and I'm just going to go ahead and slice 2 stalks, maybe 3. I like celery, and I don't get to eat it often enough. Celery is a good hydrant for your body. Some people even juice it because it's so good for you. I also have 1 small onion. I have my 1 small onion, but I think I'm going to go ahead and add 2 more stalks of celery. So today I was talking with a friend of mine, and she was saying how she never buys vegetable broth and have it, like, you know, as a staple in the pantry. And then when she has a recipe for vegetable broth, she has to run out and buy it. She might have everything she needs except for the vegetable broth. Well, I was telling her it's so easy to just have that on hand, because when you're chopping up stuff like today, all of my ends and things like that, I keep them separately in a bowl, the celery, the onions, and then you can boil all of that and strain it off, and you'll have your vegetable stock, and you can freeze it and keep it in the freezer for whenever you need it. So that's one way. I'll put my onion here. I think my bacon's about ready to be pulled out. Let me do that next. I just love the smell of cooking bacon. I'm going to let it get a little bit crispier. Then I'm going to pull it and put it over here to drain the grease off of it. And reserve the drippings for my vegetables. All right, so the bacon's draining, and I reserved my oils. And I'm going to go ahead and add my celery and my onions. my onions and celery is over here, and I got it on about a medium heat. I'm going to finish peeling my potatoes. Like I said, these are pre-cooked, which will cut down on the cooking time for your whole soup. Here's my potato skins, and they usually just peel off. I do leave some on because I like that texture and look. You can peel all yours completely if you like. This is about, I think I had 7 potatoes. So I'm going to go with that. You can use 7 to 8 depending on how much soup you want there. There we go. And these are just about how I want them. I'm going to give them a couple more minutes here. So I think my vegetables are just about where I want them to be. So you can see how I'm dripping grease, so I'm going to go back. Ready to add my potatoes. So as I'm cooking these potatoes are already cooked, but I want to almost smash some of them, but I want to leave some lumps. So as they're cooking more, you'll see me kind of chopping at them with the spoon, breaking them into smaller pieces. And I'm going to turn the heat up actually right here until they get to really cooking. So yeah, if your potatoes are starting to look bad, if you cook them up, you can keep them a little bit longer without them sprouting on you. And we can just dice them up, throw them in our breakfast, hash browns, eggs, make breakfast burritos with a little egg and cheese. Potatoes are good for stretching your meats. If you're making some type of stew or soup, you can always throw in a few extra potatoes. Make a few extra servings. Next, I am going to add 4 cups of chicken broth. Bring that up to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, I'm going to add, and these are all seasons to taste, some black pepper, garlic salt, and a little bit of oregano. I'm going to let that boil for about 10 minutes, 7 to 10 minutes. So it's starting to thicken, and I just kind of smash the potatoes a little bit on the side to make it even thicker. I've turned it down to a simmer now. I boiled it high for about 5 minutes, and then I'll turn it Turn it down and simmer for another 5. That'll be my 10 minutes. Steamy. I've been cooking this uncovered because I want it to thicken up. And when you keep things covered, the steam stays in, it doesn't evaporate, and it's harder for things to thicken. So you can see the consistency. It's almost like a gravy. Okay, and then after about 5 minutes of simmering, I'm going to add my milk. Okay, this is 1 cup of heavy cream and 1 cup of regular milk. That's why it's so thick. And I'm gonna stir that in because I don't want it to curdle. A little bit at a time. I'm gonna stir it in. I'm gonna add about a half cup of grated Parmesan cheese and about 1 cup of shredded mozzarella. And I'm gonna just stir that in. Time to return my bacon because I'm going to reserve some of it for garnish. Let's stir that in. And guess what, guys? Boom, just like that. The quickest, bestest potato soup you're going to have this winter. Now I am ready to serve it. All right, y'all, so I topped it with sour cream and some bacon, little green onions. I want y'all to try this and tell me it ain't the best, easiest, creamy, rich potato soup. Stay warm, stay well. It's time. Test time. It's hot.
It's good.
Think it's good? Mm-hmm. Is it warm for your belly?
Yep.
All right, guys, make it. Let me know what you think.